Some people are playing Assetto Corsa in real life, and they're streaming it. Now, racing in cars or driving cars while streaming has been getting more of a hype lately, which I simply do not understand. I simply do not understand why people would engage with that type of content, why people would encourage that type of content. It's just so incredibly dangerous. We had so many cases that were just mind-boggling how people are like, yeah, you know what? We had some accidents. I'm going to stream as well while driving a car. Now, we had accidents like Jake Douchebag with his McLaren. We had Rakai basically showing himself, looking at his fucking phone and chat, then having an accident. We had people basically not looking at the road and just driving into other people's cars. Now, the most recent example is from a streamer called Melt. He and a group of people in his car and apparently some other guy were racing on the street. I'm saying it again, racing on a public street. How can no one see that it's a bad idea? How can no one see that? How can no one see that? And oh Lord and behold, they had an accident. Because apparently the other guy who was streaming to like 3 or 4 viewers, basically nothing. That's what I get too. I wouldn't risk my fucking life for that. The other guy switched lanes, like multiple lanes at once. And Lord and behold, he didn't see Melt in his car, and they were both like parallel, and then they crashed. I mean, nobody died. Which, on the one side, you can be glad, because again, I don't want these people to lose their lives, but I want them to learn out of this. I heard that one person apparently got their legs pretty fucked up off this, and I hope she learned from that. It's probably the girl in the passenger seat, because she had no seatbelt on, and she didn't have her legs, like, in the room where your legs are supposed to be normally. She had them like spread. I don't know where she had them. Not where they're supposed to be though. So yeah, then a crash like that, which wasn't like slow speeds. They were probably going. I would guess like 60. No, probably like 80 miles an hour. That's not slow. That is not slow. Maybe they went even faster. That is incredibly dangerous. Now, thank God, no innocent people have been dragged into this. If they had dragged innocent people into this, and then had the gal to return to streaming with their driver license still intact, I would have lost faith in humanity completely. I would have completely lost faith in humanity. Now, the problem is, even though they had that accident, which they documented basically by streaming it, nobody will face consequences, very likely. It's very likely no one will face consequence for that. And that is so incredibly sad. It's just so incredibly sad. You can basically kill people with your car. It doesn't fucking matter. You will not get your license revoked. And I do not understand why. No, driving a car with your license isn't a right. It's a privilege. It's a privilege you have to earn yourself by actually being a decent driver. It's not a human right. You don't have the human right to drive a car. That's not the case. That will never be the case. That was never the case. I'm getting so worked up over this because it's just so stupid. And this is not the first time this has happened. Like an accident has happened. I've talked about it before. Jack Dumbfuckery crashed his goddamn McLaren while looking at the goddamn shed. Also pretty bad crash with a passenger in the passenger seat. And he was like, that's cool content. We clip farm that. We have other people who don't look at the fucking road while they're driving. And then they cause an accident. Oh, they cause an accident by not being careful and looking at something. Oh, it's just so insane to me. It's just so insane to me. Like, of course you're going to crash. Of course you're getting into an accident. Driving a car is something that requires concentration. Concentrate on the road. Just do this as a passenger once. Just, like, avert your eyes for a second while going like 80, 90, 100 miles an hour or kilometers, whatever. Just avert your eyes for a few seconds and realize how far you've gotten in that time. It's insane. You're not going to believe yourself how far you get in 1 second. It's just insane. And America is not the only country that does this, that has these incidents. Now, we also had a pretty famous case in Germany. Again, I don't want to really talk about it because in the end, nothing happened. There was no accident. But how that streamer handled the situation wasn't good. She wasn't looking at the road at all. She was only looking at chat. It's just sickening to me. It's just sickening to me. Now, to be fair, in Germany, if she had an accident, that would be a greater offense. That would be a greater offense. She could lose her driving license for that. Not saying she will, or she would have lost it, but she could have lost it. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Now, I don't want to blame every single streamer because there are people who do that well. And I'm not talking about single streamers who stream themselves driving in a car, because they usually travel in groups. They do not look at chat. They have people with them. They have equipment with them, like cameras, who read questions and stuff like that. That's like the best case scenario. I still don't like it because it's still a distraction, but that's like the best case scenario you can have. That's the best case scenario you can have. Like if your crew's with you, if you have people with you, they just help you out by reading chat questions, or I don't know, like entertaining you, talking to you. That's still a distraction. But you know, talking to someone is something that happens in a car usually when you drive with other people. So I don't mind that too much. I still don't like it, but it's the best case scenario we can have. You're not surprised when a car is in front of you and you're like looking away. Oh yeah, Penis Boy just said that he was jerking off. Huh? Oh my god, a car! It's not going to happen if you don't look at chat, you know? Now, shout out to some of the people in the clip. That one guy who only streamed for like 5 viewers had some incredibly funny people. Like one viewer was like really concerned. He just spammed yo all the time. Another guy said that he was jerking off on big cocks. That's W commentary there. That is W commentary. And that's now cemented into the streaming world. At least we got some laughs out of that. Now again, I'm glad that no one died. I don't want them to die over this, but I hope they just learned their lesson. Now, to be fair, that's not the first time this happened for Mel. That's like his third car crash. That's not good. I just hope Twitch does something. I just hope their streaming platform does something. I don't even know if it was only Twitch, if it was Kick as well, if it was YouTube as well, if it was just one of those, all three together. I just hope these streaming platforms do something. Give them a fucking permaban. Now, this won't happen because Meld is probably big enough to make them enough money, so they're like, nah, a 1-day suspension should be enough. No, it's not. Twitch, please, if it is Twitch responsible here, or if Kick, ban them. We don't need douchebags who risk other people's lives as well. This could have ended very badly, by the way. We don't need douchebags like that, okay? We don't need douchebags like that on the platform. We don't need that. We don't need to give them any attention. We don't need that, okay? We don't need that. Welcome back, sucker. Hope I didn't scare you. I traveled in time because there has been a huge update. Meld and Pro, as far as I'm aware, the other guy as well who streamed on Kick, I honestly don't know his name. Was never mentioned anywhere. But Meld got temporarily suspended from Twitch. Good thing. Bad thing, it's temporary. It seems like. At least that's what the text says. This channel is temporarily unavailable due to a violation of Twitch community guidelines or terms of service. That is what it says. Temporarily. That's not good. But the ban is a step into the right direction. Now I hope that this isn't the last time. I hope that Twitch actually cracks down on this case. Because, again, driving while streaming is stupid. It's just dangerous for innocent people involved and for the streamers. And if young people see, wait, you can get clout from that, they are going to attempt that as well. Next, we will have children trying to steal their parents' cars, set up a stream there, and then they're like, oh, I'm underage and driving. That's probably the next step, which is even dumber. You know, that's even dumber. But people can see that it works if it's only a temporary suspension. Like, that shit should be straight up banned from Twitch. Done. And from other streaming platforms as well, of course. So yeah, anyway, that's the whole update. Meld got suspended, at least temporarily. I hope Twitch goes farther than that. I hope, because again, that's not the first time he crashed a car. Probably not the last time, if it's just a temporary suspension. Let me just look up. Maybe I can find info on the other guy too. So apparently the other guy's name is Jay Sean. Now I know that as well. Again, that was nowhere mentioned in any of the news sources or in any of the sources that I read. He didn't face anything. His channel is still on Twitch, but apparently he's a Kick streamer now, so wait, let me just look that up. So at least if I just Google his name and Kick after that, I cannot find any streams. It's probably not his account though, it had 0 followers. I mean, to be fair, that guy had like 4 viewers, so maybe that is his account, but I doubt it is. And that account was still active, by the way. That account was still on, even though it had 0 followers. It had no videos too, so I don't think it was his account. But anyway, I just saw people in the comments, by the way, saying that they're glad he's okay and that he should continue with what he's doing. No, he shouldn't. Like, glad he's okay? Yeah, completely agree with it. Again, I don't want to die. I don't want anyone to die from this. He should not continue with what he's been doing. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? And that's it for the future update. We have so many negative topics in the last few days. I'm a bit sorry for that. I'm also sick and tired of that. I don't want to be salty and negative. I want to be happy. I want to be smiling when I talk about it. I want to be laughing when I talk about something. I want to lose faith in humanity for douchebags that simply do not understand. I just don't understand. But anyway, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Have a nice day. See you in the next video. Bye.